Hey people, welcome to the Pathfinder podcast, and today I am with Steve Jeffery, a member of the Unstoppable Recording Machine, who I met at the URM Summit last year in Orlando, Florida, to talk about his experiences and what he took away from the week. Hope you enjoy. So Steve, tell us about yourself.
Well, my name's Steve, and I'm an aspiring producer looking to break into the industry. I'm also a musician at heart. I love playing guitar and piano, and singing. I have a couple projects I'm working on. Currently attending school for media production as kind of like a sidebar, just to have some kind of a thing in case the whole recording thing doesn't work out. But that's not going to happen. I'm going to make it work.
That's what we like to hear. Anything you were looking forward to the most before the summit?
I think I was mostly looking forward to just meeting everyone and seeing where everyone was at in their careers. It's always interesting to hear the different paths people take to get where they're at. I always love hearing those stories. Everyone has their own story and the ways they carve their own path in the industry, and those chats are incredibly inspiring.
Definitely. I think we all had our own stories. Like you said, it's cool. Everyone's come from all over the world, and everyone's got the same aim to achieve, but we've all got our own different pathways to achieving them goals. What were the key moments that stood out throughout the week?
Honestly, the rap battle was was quite an event. That's all I can really say about that. It's kind of under wraps, but I mean, I think we spent about 4 hours in the rap battle. I think it was after the Galactic Empire show. I just saw Miami and Joel. They started circling each other and kind of looking like tigers, and I was like, "Uh-oh, here we go." And it went on for, like I said, about 4 hours. It was a long one. It was fun.
Yeah, it was after Galactic Empire, who were like epic like night, and I just stood around, watched what's on, and just each time someone came into the circle, like one of the speakers, or like Kane or Machine or Billy, everyone was just jumping up and down and like, "Oh, this is it, it's gonna kick off." Everyone's getting like rowdy, like, "Oh." It was just like someone was waiting for someone just to absolutely destroy Joel, and it was just so funny. Like everyone was just laying into Joel, and he all firing back, and it was just like, I can't. This is just too much.
That seemed to be everybody's main task was to try to get Joel.
Yeah, I was like, he's gonna have to up his game because everyone was battering him that time. What were the experiences walking around the outside of the talks, hanging out? Was there any moments that stood out?
Well, just that everyone was so incredibly humble and positive. The overall energy of the whole group was super positive and uplifting. Seemed that everywhere you walked in the hotel, there was another friend, and that's honestly the coolest thing is I got to the summit early. I was there for the pre-party, and of course, first time meeting all these new people, and me being fairly introverted. I was super shy and awkward, at first, but I mean that lasted all of 10 minutes, and I mean that was when I realized everyone was there to be your friend, and we're all interested in the same thing. So it's hard not to talk about your passion with each other, because of that. So, and also, I got to give a shout out to Kirk Wells because he's kind of the first friend I met there. He's the guy that kind of reached out to me, and we kind of hit it off right at the beginning, and just that was my summit buddy for the weekend. So.
Yes, a lot of people are talking about how they go there a bit introverted and not wanting to feel they can talk to people, but as soon as they get there, everyone's there for the same reason, and you can just talk about your passion, and then soon you can just like that you're out in your comfort zone and talking to people who you never really met before, but soon become one of your really very good friends.
Right.
Because obviously once you're not around them, obviously you want to talk about audio to people outside of the music, they haven't really got any idea or interest in what you're talking about. So you just sit there and I can't really talk about what I want to talk about. But as soon as you get to the summit, you can talk about what you love talking about, and everyone's there for the same reason. And then straight away, everyone's just like, boom. What the most valuable talk?
Well, that's really hard to pick one. They're also eye-opening. I guess if I had to pick one, though, that I really connected with, it was Matt Brown's drum production seminar. Some of the techniques that he went over, I mean, they're kind of mind-blowing. For example, putting the moon gels on the bell of the cymbals. That was just like, what? That blew my mind. I would have never thought of that, and it made such a big difference in that room. I haven't been in a position really as of yet to be able to record live drums. I've kind of relied mostly on MIDI and using my keyboard, but after watching Matt's presentation, it just kind of gave me the itch, and that's like all I want to do is record drums now. That's like my main goal is to try to just be good at recording drums, even though I've never even done it before.
Yeah, like obviously I'm lucky enough to be able to record drums, but and then I got the Ultimate Drum Production, which was a great course. That Matt went into so much detail. But I don't think I can't remember him going over the cymbals like he did at the summit. And I was sitting there at the back, and then he put the moon gel on, and I was just like, whoa.
Mind blown.
Like, mind blown. It was just like, what the hell had just happened? So that was a highlight of that talk for sure. What were the thoughts when hanging out with all the speakers? Did anyone that you were looking forward to the most?
Well, I think just because of the personality online and like his friendliness, I think Billy Decker has to be the one I was most forward looking to hanging out with. All the speakers were so kind and down to earth, very open and willing to talk to you pretty much about anything you wanted. And the ability to have such intimate conversations like that with these industry gurus is honestly invaluable. You can just walk up and ask Billy Decker, about his 2-bus processing and his techniques, and he'll give you all the tips and tricks. Or you can ask him what his favorite pizza topping is, and he'll give you that too. It's just what whatever you want to ask or talk about, he was there, and you just don't see that at other networking events.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you go to a place like NAMM, you don't really have the time because everyone's just really busy. So you might have like a few minutes, but obviously at the summit, you've got all the time in the world to do what you want to talk about, and everyone's just there for the same reason, just to talk, and they're more than happy to talk to you about anything.
Yeah, that fireside chat was one of the cooler parts because it was kind of like a really close kind of setting. Everybody's just shooting the shit with each other and just kind of hanging out. It was great.
Yeah, that was a really nice moment where you just fire was on. There was the evening that the sun was going down, and you've got Kane, Kevin and Billy and Joy just talking, answering questions, and just had a big group of us just outside of just there's so many special moments. Early stages yet, but have you started implementing anything that you've taken on board from the summit?
Well, one thing I've learned is to come out of my shell and get better at networking. Before the summit, I had exactly 0 jobs in audio. I just did a couple favors for friends here and there. But since the summit, I've taken on a couple little tasks with some of the URM guys via the job board. In fact, right now I'm actually working on putting together a guitar piece for one of our own fellow summit goers, Adriano Ferreira. And I've done a couple tasks for John McLucas as well. And I've also utilized the job board on the other side of things too, and got a few things done for me. Which saved me a lot of time. And if I learned anything from URM speed mixing is that time is super valuable and time is money. So passing those tasks off and getting them done is a super good way to go.
Awesome. Super interesting. Anything surprised you looking back?
I think one of the biggest surprises that I had coming back was pretty much how negative things can be back at home. Being at the summit, was so refreshing because people there, were there to bring you up and not tear you down. The whole group from Joey, Joel, Al, to the speakers, to the camera crew, to the admins and all the attendees, they all made sure that everyone was in a positive mood. And I didn't realize what that did for you mentally. I'm not saying, my life back at home is bad or anything, but, that's just what I can tell you is that it's a very different experience, and being around that kind of energy brings the motivation and hunger out of you. I left the summit with my mind racing at 100 miles an hour, just thinking of ways I'm going to implement everything that I learned.
Yeah, I can't say anything different on that really. You do leave and you just mind's just like, I have to do this, I have to do that. This is everything that I've been taught. Get on your phone, stop planning away, and then obviously now you just gotta stay on top, and then just whatever with all that motivation and just keep going. For the people who are thinking about going, any advice?
My advice is very simple. Find a way to go. Whatever you have to do, just seriously just go. Mow lawns, take up extra shifts at your day job, sell some gear you don't use that much. Even if you do use it, just buy it again later, because honestly, the experience is unmatched. I'm not entirely sure how I'm actually going to go, and make it work for me. I'm still paying on the 2018 Summit, but I can assure you I'm going to find a way to go, and there's no way I'm missing the 2019 Vegas Summit.
So yeah, great. I think that wraps everything up for this episode. Thanks, Steve, for that. I hope you had a good time.
You too, man. It was great seeing you.